Jeffries walked onto the House floor with a rehearsed speech about fallen troops and reckless wars. He dropped a number of dead service members and kept rolling. Then Brian Mast, a man who left both legs on a battlefield, asked one question: "Do you know their names?" What followed was the loudest silence ever heard on the House floor. Subscribe. Let's roll the tape.
The merits of Donald Trump's reckless and costly war of choice, and stop the ad hominem attacks, which aren't a sign of strength. It's just a sign of Republican weakness. This reckless and costly war was entered into without any plan, any objective, any exit strategy, any public support, and any approval of the United States Congress. Those are 5 different objective reasons to have a problem with what's going on in the Middle East right now. In fact, we're just trying to help Donald Trump bring to life his own words that as president, he wasn't going to start wars in the Middle East. He was going to stop them. Donald Trump's own words. Question his patriotism?
I want to thank my colleague for the speech that he just gave. Probably the most hypocritical speech that anybody could give. But I'm glad he gave it, because the truth is I'm well prepared to answer for this. So let's talk about engagements against Iran. What's going on? This is not the first time that this happened. Joe Biden was engaged against Iran. Why? Because of imminent threat. But let's examine the difference between when Joe Biden was engaged and President Trump was engaged. When Joe Biden engaged is because the Houthis, a direct arm of Iran, was attacking the United States of America's ships, merchant marine vessels, doing what they've been doing for decades, picking a fight. President Biden launched Operation Prosperity Garden against Iranian-backed Houthis, and that went on, not for 30 days, not for 60 days, not for 90 days, not for 6 months, went on for almost a year until January 2025, from November 23 till January of 25. And what happened during that time? How many times did my Democrat colleagues or Republicans offer a war powers resolution to say, remove all U.S. forces from this fight against Iran? I have the counter down here, it's 0. But before President Trump ever conducted any level of operation, Democrats introduced the removal of U.S. forces from hostilities with Iran. Today, again, doing another war power. What changed? What changed from not one war power from anybody to half a dozen? And I guess we're going to do another one next week. Politics. Everything that my colleague just talked about, his hypocritical remarks about we need to do these things, it's all politics. My Democrat colleagues are not paying attention to national security at all. They refuse to acknowledge the imminent threat that Iran has been, them killing our service members, them attacking us in place after place. They don't acknowledge it. When Joe Biden was responding to merchant marine vessels being attacked, it was okay. No war power needed. Went on for about a year. President Trump responds, war power, war power, war power, war power. Every week that they can do it. They tried doing it last week as well. That's the hypocrisy. My colleague brought up some of our service members that were killed. Take that very seriously. Seen it far too many times. That beautiful flag behind the speaker draped across caskets. Take it seriously every time. I personally believe that any time that a service member is killed, they should be lying in state, lying in honor here beneath the dome of the U.S. Capitol. I think they earn it more than anybody killed in action in defense of this country. That's my own personal belief on that. I would ask my colleague, do you know the folks? Do you know the folks that were killed that you mentioned? Do you know their names? You brought up a number. Is that just politics? I know I'm supposed to address the chair, but I'm happy to yield a little time to my colleague. Do you know the members of the military that were killed? Sitting there silent, just using it for politics. My brothers and sisters in arms are not politics.
This is what the mainstream media won't tell you. Jeffries came to the floor with everything scripted. Hand gestures, dramatic pauses, 5 reasons to oppose the Iran operation counted out one by one on his fingers. Reckless and costly war of choice, no plan, no objective, no exit strategy, no public support, no congressional approval. He invoked fallen service members and kept moving like he had just said something historic. Then Brian Mast stepped up and called it immediately, the most hypocritical speech anybody could give. Then he came with receipts. Joe Biden launched Operation Prosperity Guardian against Iranian-backed Houthis in November 2023. Houthis were attacking American ships and merchant marine vessels. That operation ran for almost a full year, November 2023 through January 2025. American sailors at risk, American military engaged against Iranian proxies every single day for a year. How many war powers resolutions did Democrats introduce during all of that? Mast had the counter in front of him. 0, not 1. Complete silence from every Democrat in Congress for 12 months. The second President Trump responds to an imminent Iranian threat, war power, war power, war power, every week. Mast looked straight at his